Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about why calories are important. Calories are going to be your number one important component when you're looking at physical changes, right? So if you want the most physical changes, you have to look at your calorie intake. And there is an equation, so to speak, that has to do with calories in versus calories out. So calories that you consume, eat into your body versus calories that you use, right? Energy that's absorbed and pulls from the calories that your body stores. In terms of calories out, there's actually a couple different ways to do this. So the first assumption is exercise, right? When you exercise, you're burning calories. But it also has to do with your daily movement outside of exercise. So if you have an office job like I do, I tend to sit at my desk for a long period of time without actually moving. And that's one of the things you want to be mindful of, right? So maybe taking a 2-minute break, do a lap around your office. It makes a difference. And then the last has to do with your metabolic rate, which is this whole nother discussion, and maybe another time I'll do a video just on what a metabolic rate is. But basically that has to do with what your body, how your body, I should say, uses energy on a regular basis, whether you're working out or you're at rest. Now, for looking at calories and how they're important and this calorie in versus calorie out, we're going to talk about 3 different types of bodies. The first one is going to be if you're a person who has 20 or more pounds that you really just want to lose, right? I need you to listen because this is specifically for you. What you're going to be needing is a calorie deficit, which means you need to burn more calories out versus the calories you put in. Now, the first assumption we make with a calorie deficit is we starve ourselves, right? We are like, no, I can't eat that or I can't eat that. And we start these 1,200 calorie secret diets. And that is one way. Another way is to simply increase the amount of calories you burn versus what you put in. So that's really when you want to kick up the cardio, right? Because we all know cardio burns a lot of calories. The other option is to increase the intensity of your workouts. So I'm going to attack 2 different myths. The first one is just because you do cardio doesn't mean you're going to lose weight. It doesn't, because usually what happens is because you're burning more calories, you tend to get really, really hungry because your stomach, right? Your body just got rid of all that energy and now it's craving more. And so you need to watch the balance of those 2. The other kind of myth has to do with clean eating, right? It's great if you're being mindful of what you're putting into your body. But just because you're eating clean doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose weight. What happens with clean eating is that those foods tend to be more filling, so you don't need to eat as much. You don't need as many calories to make your body feel good and full. So just understanding those 2. The second body type is for those individuals who are naturally small framed, right? And you're looking to build some muscle and build a physique, right? In order to do that, there's 3 different ways. The first one is you adjust your diet. You need to actually be at a calorie surplus, which means you need to put more calories into your body. Now, that doesn't mean go crazy, but it does mean you want to consume more than what you get out in a healthy balance. The second way is to move a little bit less, which means you need to cut down the cardio. Now, I'm not saying cut it out. I'm just saying don't do as much cardio. And the reason why you don't want to do as much cardio is because when you do cardio, it specifically targets what's called your type 1 muscle, which is the underlying muscle, right? In order to build muscle, right, to build that frame or that figure, you need to specifically target the type 2 muscle fiber, which is a whole nother component. And that usually is with weight training. And so keep the cardio, but cut it down a bit. You don't need as much. The second thing, in order to move less, doesn't mean, you sit on the couch all day. It just means maybe you increase the rest time between your sets, as well as increase the weight a little bit more. So you maybe don't do as many reps, but you're going up about 5-10 pounds. So you're increasing the weight, and you're taking your time through your sets. The third type has to do with a person who maybe you have 5-10 pounds that you would like to lose, but you look in the mirror and you really enjoy what you see. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. That's great. You're at a stage where you just want to maintain your body. So you don't really need to watch as much or kind of track as intensely. But one thing I will caution you is that what happens a lot of times is we like what we see. We're like, okay, I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. And you're not as strict. And what happens is life happens, right? So maybe you have that really stressful week. If you're in school, you have finals coming up. Or if you, in a career, you have a deadline coming up that's really stressing you out, or an event that you have to plan. That's when things kind of change, right? You don't realize because you're not tracking as much because you feel like you don't need to because your body's where it needs to be. You start to intake a lot more calories than you're actually burning. And it's that quick that your body can change. So those are the 3 different types. And I hope if you find, where you fit, that kind of helps you through the process of why calories are important and how to kind of gauge that, whether you need to be at a calorie surplus or a deficit, or maybe you're just maintaining. If you have any more questions, please message me. If you like this video and you found it informative, please click that like button. I think the more people hear about this stuff, the better as a community we can be healthier and more fit. And yes, all right, if you have any other questions or maybe a topic for next week, message me and let me know. Thanks, guys.